Diana, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. When you experience nights like these celebrating Latina culture,
Yeah.
what thoughts and memories about your childhood growing up in a Latina household come to mind?
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. You know, a lot of times, obviously I'm an American, but I lived in a Argentinian household, and sometimes I would leave the house and I thought I was in a foreign country, and vice versa. Obviously, you know, we grew up in a strong Argentinian household. The language, the music, the food, sprinkled with some Italian from my dad. So like, you know, a night like this where we're, you know, honoring what makes this city and this country in a lot of ways what it is, it's pretty special. And to have a big night paired with that, it's a pretty cool feeling.
What traits of the Latina culture are reflected in how you approach the game of basketball?
You know, I think if anyone has family or friends, you know, loyalty is number one. You know, and that's always a two-way street with your friends and your family. You know, I have a lot of tios and tias that aren't related to me, but they might as well be blood. And that's how I treat this team, this city, and you know, every time I put this jersey on, that's the feeling I get.
How important was it for you guys to start off the tournament like this?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, we haven't had much success in this Commissioner's Cup. It's probably the balls. Those are cool balls. So I think that helped us today. But I think Tosh really set the tone today. She's just a beast with her energy, her playmaking, her energy. It's just unparalleled to anything I've seen. And, you know, she's really the engine of this team.
And then adding on to her, Natasha's defense, can you just talk about how special she has been this season on the defensive side of the ball?
I mean, she's guarded the best player on the other team every single night, and we still ask her to bring the ball up and make plays for everyone on the other end. It's a huge load, and she loves it.
And then 31 points tonight. How happy were you to start off the tournament, snap a 3-game winning streak, and have a good night?
Yeah, you know, obviously the road trip was tough for us. You know, we just battled a lot of things, played some good teams. We had one good night, and then, you know, so we wanted to get back home and kind of regroup and refocus on the things that we could control. And tonight, I thought we just had tremendous energy. We were very detailed focused, and it takes everyone. For whatever reason, one person might have a big night, but I thought, you know, Sophie was great energy. I mean, Mac, I think she had, you know, 10 rebounds in the first half. I mean, it's things like that win games. He came off the bench and, you know, had great energy and made plays. And, you know, that's why it's a team sport. You need everyone to contribute every night.
Diana, you hit 7 of your first 8 threes. I don't know that any of them hit the rim. Like, how do you describe what it feels like when you're in that kind of mode?
Yeah, you know, I think the last couple games have just really hadn't been, you know, in a great rhythm. And tonight, you know, I think when you come out with a different mindset, even, you know, for whatever reason, it helps you concentrate a little bit more. And I mean, they're fun nights when they go in. You know, those 7 didn't touch the rim, and the last one was an air ball. Go figure. So none of them touched the rim.
Can you just talk about how you guys are dealing with the congested schedule and what it will look like going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this stretch was just big for us. You know, battling the injury with, you know, BG out and Beck, you know, fighting some illness across the team. But, you know, we'll look back on it, and we've learned a lot about ourselves, that we can bounce back. And, you know, I think Coach has been saying that all year. We have to stay together. It's a long season. We're still a young group as far as playing together. And, you know, we got to take everything and learn from it and grow from it.
How important is to go to Seattle with this win, not having a practice for like 10 days, and basically having to be a new group together and having to build on what you guys just broke 4 straight losses? Yeah,
I mean, Coach talks about all the time we have to learn on the fly. You know, a lot of things we're doing right now offensively, he's literally just drawing them up on the board, and it's the first time we've seen him. And he has that trust in us, that we're, you know, obviously a more of a veteran group. But, you know, it's huge for us. It's huge for our confidence. And, you know, going up to Seattle is going to be tough. I think that's one thing that we've learned pretty quickly in this league is, you know, every game is tough. It doesn't matter what people's records are. You know, everyone has a point to prove, and every game is difficult.
Speaking of this being a veteran group, Diana, how much did experience play a role tonight with LA obviously being a pretty young team?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, obviously LA's got tremendous upside. You know, when you talk about some of the players that they have, you know, and Dearica's just playing unbelievable basketball. You know, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I've never seen someone just improve leaps and bounds like she has in the last 4 or 5 years, doing what she did obviously in Vegas, and now one of the premier post players in our league. You know, I think she's the prototype going forward that can do it all on the inside. But yeah, we leaned heavily on our experience to make sure we came in tonight and really focus on having a great start. You know, and I think we sustained that for the most part.
Paul on Zoom.
Hey Diana, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Good. So how do you carry that energy over? This is almost felt like a pit stop on your way
Yeah.
to the rest of the road trip. So how do you carry that energy with you?
You know, I think sometimes we talk about like trying to carry things over, and it's almost like starting over. You know, you go back to the gym tomorrow. We work on some of the things that we need to clean up, and then we go to Seattle and we try to regenerate this energy, and that really happens at its best when you're doing the right things on the court. You know, I always said the ball has energy, and you know, when we get stops, I think Tosh probably talked about that earlier. If we do those things, then we can recreate this. But you know, there's really not much carryover. You know, tonight I'm gonna have a glass of wine, fall asleep, and forget what I did today, and then tomorrow I'll wake up, it's a different day with the kids. So there is no carryover.
Steven.
Hey Dan, I have one quick question for you. So, letting it fly has been an emphasis for you all this season, and you've been letting it fly for 20 years now, better than anybody else. Can you just speak to what stands out to me in your game, which is your footwork and how that breeds the longevity and the efficiency on that you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've worked on for a long time, and you know, when you're in one profession for a long time, you have to find a way to evolve. If you stay the same, you kind of get left behind, and I've had to change a lot of things that I've done, you know, over the years. Obviously, I'm off the ball now. I'm not in the, you know, as much in the playmaking mode. So, you know, I've just in the off season, I really worked on things that I knew I was going to get to in season, and I was coming off a lot of picks. Obviously, getting my feet set quickly, quick decisions. You know, you don't get any faster physically, but your mind can get quicker, and I've tried to do that as best as possible.